If you're unfamiliar with them, let me introduce you to the financial friend you didn't know you needed until right now. Buckeye State Credit Union is a local brand offering a wide range of products, from checking accounts to home equity lines of credit and auto loans. They have some of the lowest rates around and are committed to serving Northeast Ohio. Their Cleveland location is in Shaker Heights, but they have 5 brick-and-mortar locations across the state. Buckeye State Credit Union is here to help make your life easier. They make banking more convenient, always putting the customer first, so you leave feeling cared for, valued, and respected. Connect, simplify, and adapt. Those are the core values that make Buckeye State Credit Union the right choice for you. For more information, head over to buckeyecu.org. Buckeye State Credit Union, your money simplified. Jay, I'll start with you on Harold Fannin, because when we did our which mid-round tight end do you want most for the Browns, you selected the Bowling Green product. The Browns drafted him with the 67th overall pick. Is this low-key your favorite pick of the whole draft?
It is. It is. It's not going to be the most impactful, but I think it was round appropriate. He was properly placed. I heard from some folks over the weekend that there were a lot of teams across the league that let out a sigh of disappointment when he came off the board. I don't know that the Browns have done that a lot. But this was a guy that was coveted because he played so well against, if you go back and you look at the Penn State game, Penn State was on the ropes in the fourth quarter.
Oh, they was out of here.
They were on the ropes, G.
They was out of here.
And the reason they were on the ropes is because they had no answer for this guy. This is a good Penn State defense on a team that made it to the playoffs and won a game in the playoffs, and they had no answer for Fannin. Now, they sort of solved the dilemma in the fourth quarter, which is why they took the lead and won the game. The next week, they're on the road at Texas A&M, and he duplicates the performance.
Yeah.
And what was most impressive to me about that, I don't think Tech had the personnel that Penn State did, but they had the tape.
Yeah.
They watched it, and they saw what Penn State did to finally bracket him and take him out of the game plan, and they didn't have the horses to stop him.
They had nothing for this dude. Shout out, first of all, if he eclipsed my man Jake Crawford as the most well-known Bowling Green alum, he got me out of here for the most well-known
McKinley, right?
Try to get me
This is our guy, G.
Hey, I'm in the boat because he's now the most famous July 20th birthday guy. He and I share the same birthday.
Hey,
Harold and I have the same birthday.
awesome.
Harold Fannin is just going to be that guy. Now, listen, here's what I get excited about is they would put this dude in Wildcat. They had him getting the Bowers reverses. Remember I said, if you let a tight end get a reverse on you, you need to be shot.
Yeah, but he won't do that in the NFL. The MAC defenses are a little different than the NFL.
Kevin Stefanski has been I could tell him just sitting down watching tape and be like, you know what we can do with that? You know what we got alive for this? I love it because guess what? The 2 tight end sets is alive and well. He's not that. Now, mind you, his blocking is a work in progress, just like David Njoku was. But here's what you see. If you do get Flacco who starts, you're going to see some play action and some guys are going to be open. Some people's going to be open out there.
By the way, you guys think you have all these connections. Little known thing, but I'll share it with you right now. I was going to save this for later, but you guys are bragging about you. 10 years ago, 10 years ago this week, Harold Fannin and I both won a pizza eating championship. I won in the senior division. He won in the kids division.
We should adopt him
it was
as
unbelievable.
Our favorite Brown.
Hey, listen,
that's right.
I mean, we all have a connection to this guy.
And I'm willing, listen, if the Canton McKinley Hall of Fame is listening, I am willing to vote to waive his probation period needs to be waived.
What is the waiting period? 10 years for high school?
You at least got to get a job first. Like,
okay.
They wait till you're done.
Done.
They're like, oh, where you working at? I'm over at Toyota down there, come over by the shop. Harold Fannin Jr. should get that waived immediately, put him in the Hall of Fame. Bush stamps it.
When's the last time the Browns had 2 tight ends that could be a major factor in the passing game?
Well,
Harrison Bryant did win the Mackey.
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He didn't pan out, but we thought he was going to be a very good receiver.
I mean, but he did have a lot of quarterbacks.
Okay, well, he didn't. I'm saying we don't know that Harold Fannin will.
I think
what's the most yards Harrison Bryant had in college?
You can ask that about any team.
I mean, quite a few. He won the Mackey Awards.
The only team I can think of was the New England Patriots that had 2 that were legitimate threats at the same time.
Usually
Gronk and Hernandez.
Harrison Bryant, his final season had over 1,000 yards at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe because that guy stinks.
Hooper, they drafted Hooper. Hooper and Njoku.
They signed him as a free agent.
They signed Hooper as a free agent.
Yeah, but Hooper was terrible.
We
when
just
he came
didn't know
in.
Hooper couldn't run.
Hooper fell down every time.
Oh my God!
Tripped over every time.
He would just fall down.
Yeah.
I somebody has to figure out what was
Third
going
and
on.
8, throw it 6 yards, and he falls down.
Something happened to him along the way because once upon a time he was
For
a
the
solid
Falcons,
tight
I
end,
was like,
and he got here and he forgot how to run.
We rejoiced.
I loved that signing at the
We
time.
rejoiced.
I did
Yeah.
too. I thought he was going to change our world.
And that's normally when you go 12 personnel, it's one's a pass catcher and one's a blocker.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, Njoku's improved drastically as a
Drastically
blocking
blocking.
tight
Yeah.
end than when he first
A lot
got
of college tight ends don't know how to block.
Yeah, and maybe Fannin will get better as he goes. But you have 2 pass catching tight ends, so I mean, listen, they've done it before. It's just curious because normally one of them is not really a pass catcher; he's more of a blocker. And the other thing about Fannin, he's 20 years old. That's the same age Njoku was when they got him.
I love that
Young,
about
young.
Yeah.
Think
And
about
and
this.
Njoku's a free agent at the end of this year.
Yeah.
So
That's why when you give
Yeah.
out grades, we don't know what they're going to be. The one thing that you want to get is talent and young talent. So Mason Grimm is a starter.
Mm-hmm.
The linebacker Schlesinger, starter.
Yep.
I mean, we assume he better be.
better be.
Junkins,
Yeah.
starter. Samson is going to play.
Yeah.
And Harold Fannin Jr. is going to play. That's
Yeah.
5 guys that you should be looking for in the press guy. Like, I need to see this guy play, and they'll get minutes. These are
Now,
guys that
in fairness, whoever they drafted is going to play because they're not very good.
And 4 of those 5 were picked 67 or higher, so
right,
you should
right.
play.
So they should.
Yeah.
And that does lead. I mean, yes, I'm telling you, they're punting on the season. They're going to be terrible. They're going to lose a lot of games. They should at least be somewhat fun to watch because there's young guys and there's hope again, and you're trying to see where this goes.
Did you see the eye roll of hope?
Well, because I get sick of saying it. I get sick of saying it.
And you know what?
It's better than last year.
Let's-
Last year was a
intrigue.
death
There's
march.
And by the way, guys, if one of these quarterbacks turns out to be a good player, obviously, I would hold it our
changes
breath.
everything.
It changes everything, and then maybe you drafted a certain wide receiver out of Ohio State next year if you get a high pick.
He can't.
He's
No,
still
he's
a
got
year
2
away.
Oh, he's got 2 more years?
He's got 2 more years.
Hey, somebody get Rees Chloride on the line.
Killed
and sue
me
the
on that.
NFL. Listen,
What a
come
joke.
On. I mean, come on in, man.
Maurice won his lawsuit.
I know he
It was
did.
overturned on appeal.
Listen,
The
The
worst.
NFL has some people positioned in very high places.
Well, but the point still stands.
high.
Just because the plan might have been for a quarterback, maybe that changes, and then you have options to
and
do other
that
things.
should be thrown out there
Yeah.
because
The worst thing is if one of them is just good
Yes.
enough to make you think.
no, you
maybe
don't want to
there's
be in
something
quarterback
there.
purgatory.
Yeah.
Just so then they pass and then
Right.
yeah.
Like, that's the
It's
worst
It's
case.
the Jimmy Clausen, Cam Newton.
like at least if you're going to be good, be great. If you're going to be bad, be terrible. So that there's
Yeah.
no in
Right.
between.
You're right.
Because
But you're either going to play enough to know that.
I know.
So,
Like,
yeah.
it's sort of a fire drill. You got 17 games, and you want to see all these guys. I mean, not Joe. I don't. I want to see Pickett and the 2 kids. Throw them out there and see. What
I have
they
no
got.
interest in seeing Pickett either. I just want to see these 2 guys.
I listen. I'm gonna tell you what they did what they were supposed to do. They gave you now. It's a dangerous game you're playing now. You know how many. I was gonna say this earlier, but this is a better time. Do you know how many people hit me up, McNuggets? I mean hundreds. Like literally in my email or DM on Twitter, and hundreds of people said, "I've never watched college football. I've never watched the Browns a day in my life. I am now a Browns fan because of Shedeur Sanders."
Yeah.
Shedeur
has fans
I have
that are
never.
just Shedeur fans,
I don't
not
even.
necessarily of a team.
I don't watch football. People are like, I don't watch football, but now I got season tickets to the Cleveland Browns. I said, what? That is crazy. See, the Browns are my favorite team. Hundreds, bull. I said, oh,
More viewers. Love it.
we're gonna
Yeah,
see
but
how
there's
this
probably a
turns
reason
out.
that
Yeah.
they haven't been football.
By the way, if you're interested, live tomorrow at 9 a.m. for my podcast, Greg Cosell joins me. We'll get his breakdown on all of the Browns picks.
Greg's